So thank you all the panelists for your insights. Now I will quickly invite Dr. Chetan Singh Solanki. Uh, Sir is, means there, he has been on a yatra for last 11 years. I will not talk much about him. He himself will be telling you he has been doing it across the country. So with a huge round of applause, please welcome Dr. Chetan Singh Solanki. Sir.
Sir is the founder of Energy Swaraj Foundation. The organization has an aim to empower 1 billion people. And as Ashish said, he has been on a yatra, he's on a yatra for 11 years in a solar power bus. And he's also a professor at IIT Bombay, so he wears many hats. And we were most excited about Professor joining us. So please, Ashish, would you be sitting?
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you for being here with us. I know. Yeah, I know. Yes, that will be running. You wanted, we wanted you to be here. Fortunately, your yatra is running in Delhi, and we were fortunate to have you here. So, in the meanwhile, as the PPT runs, sir, we would like to know why you are in Delhi apart from this event.
Well, first of all, happy afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. So, I am actually, let me introduce myself in a little different way. मेरा नाम चेतन सिंह सोलंकी है. मैं IIT बॉम्बे का प्रोफेसर हूँ और शादीशुदा हूँ. मैं जब बोलता हूँ मैं शादीशुदा हूँ तो कई लोग हंसने लगते हैं. And I'm happy to know that many people are happy because of my marriage. मेरी 2 बेटियां हैं, पर मैंने 11 साल के लिए अपना घर छोड़ा है ना. लास्ट टाइम मैं जब अपने घर गया था तो 2020 था और अगली बार जब अपने घर जाऊंगा तो 2031 हो जाएगा. So not because, 2 कारण हो सकते हैं आशीष. मैं लोगों से पूछता रहता हूँ कि एक IIT का प्रोफेसर अपना घर क्यों छोड़ सकता है 11 साल के लिए. 2 कारण हो सकते हैं. एक तो प्रोफेसर का दिमाग खराब हो गया, स्क्रू ढीला हो गया, या फिर सच में कोई उचित कारण हो. मुझे देख के आप लोगों को मेरा स्क्रू ढीला लगता है? कुछ कहो नहीं तो डाउट होने लगता है. नहीं, इसका मतलब है कुछ तो जेन्युइन रीजन है और वो है क्लाइमेट चेंज. एंड अनफॉर्चुनेटली लॉट ऑफ पीपल यूज दिस वर्ड क्लाइमेट चेंज, बट वेरी फ्यू पीपल अंडरस्टैंड इट. एंड द होल पर्पस ऑफ माई यात्रा इज टू ब्रिंग दैट अवेयरनेस. क्लाइमेट क्यों चेंज हो गया है, किसने चेंज किया है, कब ठीक करेंगे, कैसे ठीक करेंगे, क्या करना पड़ेगा. आई थिंक 99% पीपल हैव नो आइडिया. एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ विच ऐसे टेंस एंड थाउजेंड्स ऑफ NGOs हैं जो देश में काम करते हैं, पूरे विश्व में काम करते हैं. परंतु फैक्ट ऑफ द मैटर ये है कि टाइम, टेक्नोलॉजी और इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ के साथ में क्लाइमेट और ज़्यादा बदल रहा है. तो वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस.
सर और भी बताएंगे अपनी यात्रा में क्या कर रहे हैं. Where he has been roaming around, I can say. He has been going across length and breadth of this country. He's in Mumbai. He was in Mumbai last week, in Delhi for next 13 days. After that again, his whole year is scheduled for in different schools going, and he's wearing. So without taking much time, I will just invite him to give his presentation, telling you and helping you understand what he has been doing. Thank you.
How much time we have? I have. 15-20 minutes. All right, so let me do what professors are best to do, right? I teach you. I hope all of you are ready? Yes. All right. Let's start understanding the climate change. And as I said, there are 6 things that we understand. But as Ashish mentioned, this is my home. I live in this bus. There is a bed inside. There's a kitchen inside. There's a washroom inside. There is a library inside, office inside, temple inside. In fact, there is a small garden also inside. There are solar panels on the top that powers everything. Let me start with this quote from the Plato. He said, every king should be a philosopher, or only philosopher should become a king. And we, the modern people, unfortunately, we have lost the touch of philosophy, We are all trying to grow as much as possible, but nobody knows how much to grow. Do you think GDP of the country should grow? Yes or no? Yes, but anybody know how much it should grow? 5%, 7%, 9%, 10%, 12%? Nobody knows. How long GDP should grow? Another 10 years, तो हमें मोक्ष मिल जाएगा. Another 20 years, another 30 years, another 50 years. वो भी किसी को पता नहीं. Not knowing how much to grow and how long to grow is like driving a vehicle without any brake. And anybody who drives a vehicle without any brake, what happens? Accident. It looks like modern people, all of us, हमारा या तो accident हो चुका है या फिर होने ही वाला है, and that accident is climate change. So I'm going to bring you this 6 point, and if you can understand this 6 point, my yatra will be successful. So let us begin with what is climate change. Climate change, a lot of people say deforestation is a climate change, pollution is climate change. A lot of people actually confuse with the pollution, and they understand that's a climate change. The answer is no. During the COVID, when we stopped doing things, suddenly the sky became clear. But does it mean the climate change was solved? No, it's only the air pollution was clean. Climate change was still there. So it is a change, long-term change in weather system, and it has been very, very dramatic. Most people do not appreciate. In 2015, we used to talk about climate is changing. And in 2020, we started talking about climate has changed. And in 2025, I say that climate change is accelerating. Every single year is a distinct year from previous year. Yes or no? हर बार बोलते ऐसी गर्मी तो पहले नहीं थी, ऐसा मानसून तो पहले नहीं था, ठंड तो ज़्यादा होती थी. तो इतना तेजी से परिवर्तन हो रहा है that we can say that it is accelerating. And a lot of things are happening in that change. Our sea levels are rising, forest fires are happening, heat waves are happening, all kind of drastic things are happening right now. So climate is not changing, it has already changed, it is part of the day-to-day life, we are experiencing that. Point number 2, why climate has changed? And that I think very important that we all of us understand. Why climate has changed? Again, people say it's because of the deforestation, this and that. No, there is only one reason why climate has changed. If you can all be quiet little bit, I'm professor, so मेरी class में कोई बात करता है तो मेरा ध्यान उधर जाता है. Gentlemen, yeah? If you can all be quiet, yeah. कुछ पूछना है तो पूछ सकते हैं. Very nice. So, why climate has changed? Well, a lot of people do not understand, but I say there is only one reason why climate has changed, and that is use of energy. Ever since we got hold of energy, we started to contribute to the climate change. But energy is very important for us, Every aspect of our life, whether it is poverty, hunger, health, education, literacy, it's all energy dependent. In fact, goal number 16 and 17. Even global peace and partnership has a connection with energy. तो दुनिया में शांति रहेगी या नहीं रहेगी, इसका भी संबंध एनर्जी से. So energy plays a very important role, but unfortunately we are all playing a wrong game of energy. And why do I say we are playing a wrong game of energy? Because right now, we started using coal in 1850 and crude oil and natural gas, and look at where we are going. In 2023-4, we are using coal, oil, gas, solar, wind, biomass, hydro, nuclear. About 80% to 5% energy that we use today comes from coal, oil and gas. And every time when we burn this energy, it results in only one equation, carbon plus oxygen equal to energy plus carbon dioxide. We all use energy. What do we do with the carbon dioxide? Are you all using energy? What do you do with the carbon dioxide that is coming out of it? Release in the atmosphere, Ashish, I keep asking this question, what do we do with the carbon dioxide? They all say release in the atmosphere. We all release carbon dioxide in the atmosphere as if atmosphere is your father's property. तुम्हारे पिताजी का है? नहीं, दादा का है, मामा का है, काका का है. Everybody feels it is their father's property, and as a result of that, this poor atmosphere, our science is growing, technology is growing, economy is growing. What do you think? Is the atmosphere is also growing? No, it is not growing. What we have done, we have made atmosphere as our garbage bin. इसको कचरे का डब्बा बना के, everybody, we are all pumping carbon dioxide day in and day out in the atmosphere. It is getting filled. The garbage bin which is at your home, you can actually, replace it. उसको empty कर सकते हैं. But this garbage bin is getting filled and is getting filled and it is filled like anything. So the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere used to be constant for thousands and thousands of years, but ever since humans got hold of carbon source, look where it is going. Today, as I'm talking to you, there is 50 to 53% extra carbon dioxide. We, the modern humans, have become so dangerous that we have changed our atmosphere by 53%. And this carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas. 53% extra carbon dioxide means 53% extra capacity of the planet to trap the heat. As a result of that, temperature of the planet is rising and rising and rising. Are you all feeling that? Yes. Temperature is rising. The second problem is, once carbon is released in the atmosphere, it has a life of 300 years. 300 years. Which means the AC that we are enjoying today, it will have impact in the atmosphere for how many years? 300 years. The food that we are going to eat today, the travel that we are going to make today is going to contribute in the global warming for 300 years. And this is what is the trend. The temperature of the planet was rising, and now it is accelerating. Third and very important point, who has changed the climate? What do you think? Who has changed the climate? When I ask this question, who has changed the climate? The typical answer is, humans have done it. You know? What people say, all intelligent, smart, educated people, when you ask them, who has changed the climate, you know what they say? Humans have done it, I have not done it. Then I ask people, are you all human? Are you all human by any chance? Hello? इसमें तो doubt नहीं होना चाहिए. So who has changed the climate? We have done it. Wrong answer. I have done it because I am the one who is consuming. You are enjoying the chair right now. This AC is enjoyed by you. You are going to eat food. You are wearing clothes. So I am that person who has caused the climate change. If I have caused the climate change, who is going to correct it? This is the single, important message that you carry from this. It is very clear that governments can't do much on climate correction. It is also very clear that industries can't do much. And it is I who is responsible, directly and indirectly, because I am consuming food, travel, electricity, paper napkin, everything results in climate change and contributes to the carbon emission. Therefore, I am that person. Fourth point is when to correct it. What do you think? When should we correct the climate change? Or after the next budget? Or after New Year? Or after the exam is over? Or after the next quarter? Everybody is passing on this. They want to do it next time. They want to do it after this, after that. No, it has to be done right now because there are two important threshold points. At 1.5 degrees centigrade, the change in the climate will start to become irreversible. Like rubber, once you pull it for after some time, it will go back to the original state. But if you pull it beyond, it will break down. Similarly, every system has a threshold limits, and climate also has a threshold, and that threshold is these two numbers. 1.5 degrees centigrade, climate change starts to be reversible. At 2 degrees centigrade, it will be completely reversible. Which means what? Which means beyond which, if all humans start to decide not to do anything, सिर्फ लंगोट पहन के जिएंगे धरती पर, you will never be able to, restore the balance. इसलिए whatever you want to do, you have to do it right now. Time is running out. You know how much time is left before we touch 1.5 degrees centigrade? Last year, by the way, 2024 was declared as the warmest year in human history. And it has already crossed 1.5 degree for some months. And for 2 degrees centigrade, the time left is hardly 20-25 years. Are you getting my point? How serious? Hardly 20-25 years. So the time is right now. The climate clock is ticking, and we are running out of the time. We need drastic and immediate change. Small changes are not going to work. It has to be drastic, and it has to be immediate. I believe that most of you do not understand what does it mean. What is drastic change? What is immediate change? जब सब काम छोड़ के ये करने लगे, that is what is required. Even if it means that you have to shut down your school for some time, shut down your college for some time. That means that you are taking a drastic step, not like, after I will do it, after this and after that. That is not going to work. Fifth and most important point, how to correct the climate change. How many of you feel that we should plant the trees? Wrong answer. That's the whole problem, I keep traveling around, and my previous panel also spoke about the, and I think the general should actually check the numbers that what he presented. Trees cannot be the solution to the climate change. It used to be the solution 50 years ago. For a very simple reason, that right now the rate of carbon emission is 40 billion tons per year. You divide it by months, and you divide by hours, and you divide by minutes, and you divide by second, you'll be shocked to know that for every single second, we are pumping 14 lakh kilogram of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. In how much time? 1 second. How much is 1 second? 1 second. 1 second. 14 lakh kilogram in this much time, which means poor trees can't do anything. I did a basic calculation. If you want to compensate the carbon emission that we are making every single year by the trees, you need to plant something like 10 trillion trees. And in the current number, if you look at all the planet, the entire planet only carries 3 trillion trees so far. Which means that it's impossible that you plant the tree and climate will be solved. Impossible. Even if Lord Shiva is it. Can we, plastic collection and garbage recycling, will that solve the problem? Answer is no. These are all not the solution to climate change, ladies and gentlemen. Please understand. Cancer cannot be treated by taking paracetamol. Can we treat cancer by taking paracetamol? No. Similarly, climate change cannot be solved by planting trees and making plastic-free world. For cancer, you have to remove the cancerous cells from your body. For climate change, you have to remove the root cause of the problem. That's the only way of doing it. And what is the root cause of the problem? Carbon emission. 40 billion tons of carbon is emitted. Until you solve that, nothing is going to happen. All our approaches are not working. Policy making. Paris Agreement is there. Kyoto Protocol is there. In India, we have Energy Conservation Act. There are so many policies. What do I do with the policy? These are not working. Because there are beautiful policies, but climate is becoming worse. Technology development, we are able to go to the moon and Mars. Solar is advanced, wind powers are advanced, green hydrogen has come, electric vehicle. Is that solving the problem or worsening the problem? The problem is actually worsening even faster, which means technology's development is also not working. And the third tool we have is economic growth. An economy of the world is growing with the rate of 3-4%. The Indian economy is growing with the rate of 6-7%. Is that solving the problem? No, the problem is increasing further. Which means let us recognize that the policy, technology and economic growth is actually not the solution. The solution is only one, that, the root cause is carbon and we have to cut down carbon emission, make it zero. Unfortunately, we are all living in our contradiction. All of us want growth. All you want growth? Yes or no? Yes. For growth, we need energy, and 85% energy comes from carbon. That will result in CO2, which will cause the climate change. What does it mean? It means growth is equal to climate change. Yes or no? Is the equation clear? So you have to choose what you want. You have to choose what you want, and that's why it is important that we follow some basic fundamental understanding of living on this planet called our home. And I have created two fundamental laws. You can call them Solanki's fundamental laws of human existence. And I tell them, if you don't follow Solanki's law, I guarantee you are not going to survive on this planet. Full guarantee, 100%. So better you follow this law. This is not your choice. These are fundamental in nature. First law says, in an ecosystem of finite resources, there has to be finite consumption. आपकी salary fix हो तो खर्चे कैसे होना चाहिए? Fix होना चाहिए. When your earth is fixed, every resource is fixed. Science can grow, technology can grow, economy can grow. Can size of our planet grow? Hello, answer. No. Then amount of minerals can grow, soil can grow, but humans think they should grow. GDP should grow, production should grow. कैसे? जब धरती से लेते वो खुद नहीं बढ़ सकती. How can you continuously grow? तो law number 1, on a finite planet have a finite consumption. Is it logical? Second law, localize your production. In an ecosystem of finite resources, there has to be distributed production, because centralized production actually results in inequity. It is resulting, again, because of the inequity, imbalance is growing. Violence is growing. So, localize your production. As local you are, you become more efficient. So, limiting and localizing are the two fundamental laws. Whatever you are doing in your life, at your office, at your home, in your country, if you do not follow these two boundary conditions of living on this planet, I guarantee you, you will never be sustainable on this planet. I hope it is clear. And the last point, Ashish, just a couple of minutes. Sure. What an individual can do. Who has created the problem of climate change? Who is going to solve it? Very nice. Don't go outside of this hall and say, when you go outside in a hall, ask people, who should solve the problem of climate change? What everybody says, oh, government should do this. Oh, industry should do this. No, I am consumer. Consumer is the problem. Consumer has created this problem. It is I who decides what to buy and what not to buy, you know. Many companies can make toothpaste, but if you're not going to buy, what do they do with the toothpaste? They are not going to keep in the cupboard. So let us follow a simple, what I can say, framework to follow it, you know, not RRR. Reduce, recycle is not going to work in this world, you know, today the problem. I have created a new framework. It is called AMG. Avoid, minimize, and generate. And it is much better than RRR that we all know, and a lot of people talk about it. Avoid is the best thing, you know. Prevention is better than cure. So not doing something is the best thing you can do. Not doing something. Avoid what is avoidable, and there's so many things that is avoidable. If you cannot avoid, minimize with the efficiency. And if you cannot minimize further, then only as a last option, generate. You know, people know me because of solar. You know, people call me Solar Man of India, Solar Gandhi. And whenever I go, people are so happy to tell me, sir, we have done so much solar, so much solar. And I said, no. Rule number 1 of using solar energy is do not use solar energy. You know why? Because solar doesn't come from the God. You have to still mine it. You have to still process it. You have to still put chemicals. You have to still generate aluminum, iron, copper, silicon, so much material. And at the end of life, you are going to recycle it again. That is again going to take errors. And therefore, best thing is avoid what is avoidable. You know, I'm a professor of IIT Bombay. At my home, there is no refrigerator. There is no geyser. There is no air conditioner. There is no microwave. I don't iron my clothes. And you know what important thing is? After stopping all this thing, I'm not even dukhi person. Do I look like a dukhi person? Even more important, मेरी शादी हुए 25 साल हो गए, वाइफ ने अभी तक तलाक भी नहीं दिया है. You know what does it mean? मुझे तलाक नहीं मिला, इसकी खुशी में ताली बजाने के लिए धन्यवाद. You know, so basically what I'm saying is, nothing will happen to you if you also stop doing all this thing. But if you do this, a lot of things are going to happen. Let me tell you, 1 day use of refrigerator is 1 kilogram of carbon emission, 1 unit of consumption. 1 good bath with the hot water is 1 unit of electricity consumption. And 1 hour of AC is 1 unit of electricity consumption. In India, 70% electricity comes from coal. So 1 unit of electricity consumption results in 1 kilogram of carbon emission. Which means 1 day of use of refrigerator is equal to 1 kilogram of carbon emission. And this carbon once emitted remains in atmosphere for how many years? 300 years. इसका मतलब क्या? एक दिन का फ्रिज का उपयोग करने का जो सुख है, उसका दुख कितने साल रहेगा? कितने साल? 300 साल. वो कौन भुगतने वाला है? मैं तो मर जाएगा ना. मैं is not going to be there for 300 years. Which means your own children. Your own grandchildren are going to suffer it for 300 years. So let us follow this. Avoid, minimize, and generate. Let us all repeat. Are you all clear? Yeah. A means avoid. M means minimize. And G means generate. 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. You know, even solar you should use only 1/3, not the manner we are using it in the country. And if you're not going to follow AMG, you will have to say OMG. Oh my God. Solar is expensive. Oh my God. Policies are not there. So avoid saying, oh my God, so follow AMG so that you can avoid saying, oh my God. I believe that policies are not working, technologies are not working. Climate change cannot be solved by the governments or industry. It needs everybody. Why? Because whether you're rich or poor, American or African, Indian, or rural or urban, or young or old, everybody is consuming. Everybody is throwing carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Therefore, everybody has to be part of this. And we need some kind of a public movement. We do not have a lot of time. We have to wake up. You know, I see the whole world is sleeping right now. Everybody is busy in their own world. We need a public movement. What we do? We want to launch a new movement where we call it as a finite earth movement. And our logic is simple. Science can grow, technology can grow, economy can grow, but size of our planet cannot grow. Resources cannot grow, minerals cannot grow, soil cannot grow. Therefore, my consumption cannot grow. Does that make sense? So on a finite planet, let's have finite consumption, because every act of consumption adds to the problem. We are soon going to launch it. I request everyone, whether you're individual, institution, organization, company, government, spiritual organization, please let us all unite together in climate action, because it is not me who is going to suffer, but our children who are going to suffer. So let us do that. There are 3 ways you can be part of this. So first of all, practice yourself. So limit consumption. Who should limit the consumption? Don't tell to padosi, you know. Others you are all going to say, and sir ne bola aisa, all tell to padosi, reduce your consumption. No, you do it yourself. And expand it, make a team, and then contribute to spread it. You can all be part of this, and at the end, let us summarize 3 questions I'm going to ask quickly. Climate is not changing, climate has already changed. Very nice. Now, question number 2. Who has caused the climate change? I have done it. Very nice. Number 3. I will be the solution to climate change. Thank you so much. You have been all wonderful students. Thanks to the CSR Universe for attending. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for this wonderful insights.